Hi everybody, welcome to Game Girl Review. So I haven't really had too much time to play a game. I'm trying to graduate from a college doing game design, and so I've been pretty busy right now, but I wanted to make a review on a game a lot of people have played or know about and discuss it because it's my favorite game. And I'll probably just talk about the good things and maybe bring up a couple of bad things if there are any, but I want you guys to tell me what you think of this series, because I'm biased. So, and I'll openly admit that I'm biased. And I want to know what your opinion is of the game, if you've ever played any of them. Today's game/series is going to be the Metroid Prime series with Other M. I know it's not part of the Prime series, but if anyone doesn't know, Metroid is mainly about a mercenary/bounty hunter named Samus Aran. And yes, she's a girl. And she basically rescues planets that have either been corrupted or overthrown or taken over by bad guys. Metroids or other sorts of creatures that you have to kill or whatever. And I have recently acquired Corruption. I haven't played all of it. I've played a good chunk of it though. I've beaten Metroid Prime 1 and Metroid Prime 2 multiple times, so I have lots of experience on those titles. And I have also beaten Other M. Now, Other M a lot of people didn't like because it has a lot of cinematics, and I'll agree with you, there's almost too many cinematics. It is a little too overdone. But the story is really good, and it's a really interesting take on her backstory. Metroid is a first-person shooter. Well, the Prime series is a first-person shooter. The Other M game is a 3D side-scroller. I've always felt that the Metroid series has always been really pretty. They make whole worlds, basically, and you're running around these worlds to different continents. It's just really cool the way they did it, because they create worlds for you to explore and understand and go back through and find new things and kill bad guys. And all the games are like that. Corruption is a little bit different because you're not exactly on a planet anymore. You are now in your ship fighting from multiple planets and from space, which is kind of cool. The bad parts are if you want to finish the game with 100%, which I know a lot of people do. I've always wanted to do this, and I always get super frustrated, like 80% of the way in, I'm like, want to finish this any longer, because the way to get through the game 100% of the way through the game is to basically run around with your scan screen on and scan everything you've never scanned before. And it's really old. And it's cool because every time you scan something, it tells you its backstory, what it is, how to destroy it, but everything is practically scannable except for the walls. And even some of the walls are scannable. So to basically beat the game 100% of the way through is to scan everything. And generally around halfway percent, I don't want to scan anything anymore. Especially I've been trying to do this all day. I'm just like, I don't have time to scan anything. But then you regret it because you can't finish the game 100% through. So watch out for that if you pick up these games, if you haven't played them. I should point out that you can get the Metroid Prime games for the Cube, which I recommend because that's how I play them. Or you could get the whole trilogy for the Wii. And I don't have the trilogy set because I didn't want to get it. But you can get the whole trilogy set for the Wii and play it that way. Now what they did when they redid the trilogy, and you watch out for this because if you don't like using the Wii controllers, then you're gonna have a bad day. Because it's all about the Wii controller when it comes to Corruption, and then when they remastered the other two. Because when they went back through, they made it for the Wii. And there's a lot of shooting stuff, and slashing stuff, and grabbing stuff, and throwing stuff with the controllers. So if you don't like using them, then don't get the ones for the Wii. Just as a heads up, because I don't think you can switch to the regular controller. Now when it comes to Other M, it's like a side-scroller, so you turn the Wii remote the long way, and you play it like this, sort of like you would for the NES, which is really interesting. There's lots of difficult parts because it is a side-scroller, but it's like a 3D side-scroller, so you can go back and forth in space, but you can't really, like, trudge around like that. It's hard to explain. But you're side-scrolling, and it makes it really difficult to do battles, I think, and find stuff. And occasionally they flip into a 3D view, so you aren't really in a side-scroller at the moment. So the transition is kind of funky. But it's a good game, too. I really liked it. It had lots of good twists and stories for her. Don't squish me, Mario. I'm not a squishable tortoise. I don't want to die. Right? I will see you guys next week, and I will have a actual review for you on something that isn't fairly old.